What's up, guys? NJ Slot Guy here. Again, we're doing these interviews for SlotsFan.com. Make sure you go check those guys out, as well as their YouTube channel, I believe that they just started, and Instagram. If you do not know, I'm sitting here with the wonderful Ronda from Binky Love Slots, and I'm going to be interviewing her today at her when I tell you a beautiful estate. It took me 5 minutes to walk from my car to the front door. And then at the front door, I got attacked by dogs, in a good way, attacked by dogs. Benny doesn't like me too much. He had to be escorted outside.
Yes.
But maybe we'll bring him in and he'll have a guest. This is about you now anyways, Rhonda. So, Binky Love Slots. Now, Binky has been trending over, I want to say, the last 6-7 months. You correct me if I'm wrong. And I wanted to bring attention to you, and you deserve this.
Thank you.
You know, credit. You're incredibly entertaining as a slot channel. There's nothing else I can say.
I appreciate that.
Before I keep complimenting you, let's get into it, and you can tell us. Let's say when did you start? Let's start there.
So I'm going to tell you a story about how this happened. And excuse me, I have voice issues because I didn't wear a microphone for all this time, and now I got voice issues, so I have to wear microphones because I have to scream.
I'm going to cough probably 65 times.
Okay, so we're cool.
Yeah, we're good.
So how it started was literally my twin nephews came from California, and they're like, hey, Auntie Rhonda, can we go to the casino with you? I'm like, sure. We go. I play. They're like, who are these people that always want to watch you? And I'm like, I don't know. There's people in the casino. So my nephew says to me, he's 21 years old. He goes, you should have a YouTube channel.
Boom.
And I go, yeah, I don't do social media. I don't even know how to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, whatever. I don't know at the time. He is literally standing behind me with his phone, taking clips.
Got it.
Right?
Doing it for you, basically.
So at dinner, he shows me the clips. He goes, isn't this cool? I go, whatever. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Goes home to California. A week later, I'm getting emails on Google. A Google account was set up for me. And I'm like, he goes, what would you call yourself? And I go, call myself for what? He goes, a slot channel. I go, I don't know. I carry Binky around. I go, Binky Love? And I was joking.
Yeah.
Before you knew it, I had a slot YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, and email set up in those names. And he started posting what he took. And I was like, are you going to ask your aunt what you doing?
Yeah.
And he was like, I think it's a great idea. He goes, I think you're entertaining.
Here we are.
And here we are.
Here we are. When was this?
Almost 2 years ago, August, September. So we're going to hit our 2-year anniversary.
Okay. And when did you see that official uptick, or did it happen immediately? You hit and that was it.
I will tell you that my uptick on TikTok went sky high right away.
That's how I found you, was on TikTok.
Yes.
I officially found you on TikTok, and I forget how our communication was. Maybe you can remind me. I forgot. I don't know if you were in AC.
I think I reached out to you because I was a fan. I was a fan of you.
That might have
took you quite a while, and I remember your response. You were like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't DM me on Instagram
because
I don't check those things.
So like just how you were saying with the social media,
yeah.
You were like, I got into this space without doing any kind of research. I had to hire a marketer, like somebody that did marketing, and I paid this girl for a while, and she did everything for me because I had no idea what I was doing besides responding to comments. The one thing I always did was respond to every comment. It was always me.
That's what I do. I respond to my own comments.
And I make sure, because they have those automated ones too, where you can go thank you or whatever. I make sure that even if I do use those, I comma and I put the person's name if they have a name.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't think of that.
Well, yeah. I want them to know that that's a personal touch.
I like that.
Even if it wasn't me commenting, it's a personal touch, a personal comment meant just for you.
I put crazy emojis.
Then they probably
they know it's me.
And they probably absolutely love it. So I had that same issue too, that I still do, that I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and it's like I'm not responding to anybody through DMs. Everything I usually got through there was like spammy, scammy, whatever it was, or I just didn't look. Like my main niche was YouTube, right?
Right.
Now I'm finding out, and this is where the education comes in, that there were slot channels on TikTok that didn't exist on YouTube, slot channels on Instagram that didn't exist on TikTok, and so on and so on and so on.
And now everybody's on everything.
And now it seems like everybody is kind of And now we have like 3,000 channels, whatever the number is, and it's absolutely nuts.
So many channels.
So you do have to keep up with the times. You and I have to come to terms with it at some point. I don't care. If I have to pay somebody to do it, I will.
And I do.
You know?
I have a little team of youngsters.
Best thing you could have done.
Yeah.
Best thing you could have done.
Because they teach me what I'm doing. And I'm learning. I'm actually kind of good at it now.
Yeah, and you learn from going. And I didn't realize that either, that now I can have an official resume to say for 6 years I've been editing videos.
Right.
That's a lot of, education.
You're good. I can't do that.
For something. And I've always done my videos top to bottom. That's why they're terrible. And every edit, so picture sitting down in the casino for 20 hours filming, then you go home and you listen to 20 hours because I can't just be normal, clean cut John. Things have to happen as the night goes on. You ran into me down there one time when we were in a little bit of a debauchery mode.
Yes,
I had Mike with me. I had
scared.
Jerry with me.
I was scared. It was too much fun.
You had come up, and this was after SlotsCon. You had come up right in the midst of it. I wish I had known, you were going to be there. We could have worked something out. But you came in, and you saw the madness that was going on. I think I was live at that point.
You were, and I stepped back. I was like, wow.
Absolute mayhem.
Yeah.
So not only are we spending time filming those videos, but we're coming home and then having to listen to myself, which I hate. Nobody likes listening to themselves. I got to listen to every friggin' word because I got to make sure I didn't offend another group of people, which I think I got them all covered now at this point. I think they all hate me equally. So in conclusion, don't be like me. Back to you. All right, so a couple of years back, you did that. You said you were being funny with the Binky Love name. However, there is a fantastic story behind this, so please explain to us why it is Binky Love Slots.
So there is, and I was holding back on this story. I was told by my team that we were going to release it at like 25,000 YouTube subscribers, 50,000, 100. And finally, people they want to know. So I feel bad. So I start telling people. So not everybody really knows, but you're going to get the first real story here. So I do carry a Binky. This is a real pacifier.
Yes, it is. I can confirm that.
It is 13 years old because my son is 13 years old. So the reason I call myself Binky Love is because 13 years ago, obviously I was pregnant and I tried for a really long time to get pregnant. I have a daughter that's much older. Somehow I could not get pregnant with the second child and it took forever and I finally gave up.
Right.
Got pregnant, didn't even know I was pregnant, thought I had the flu. Cleaning lady was like, oh my God, you're pregnant. I'm like, oh my God, I have the flu. She runs to CVS, I'm pregnant. Okay. Fast forward, go to the doctor because I'm older and I have to get all these tests. And they're like, oh, you have a genetic disorder. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And it was a genetic disorder that wouldn't apply to an Italian American. Okay. It would be to the Ashkenazi Jews and that panel. So there's different panels that they give you.
Interesting. You're teaching me here.
Yeah,
I went through
when you're pregnant. But because of my last name, my husband's Jewish, they gave me the Ashkenazi Jewish blood test panel.
I have heard about this, not this specific one, but I've heard about this process before.
Right. So when they called me in, they said, unfortunately, your baby has the potential of having Gaucher's disease. I said, who? I have never heard of this. It was a genetic disease, and apparently the baby probably would not have survived, they said.
Right.
Well, I was in tragic. My mind I couldn't even think straight, but I said, this is wrong because I'm Italian from Sicily, Naples. This doesn't make sense. So got away from LabCorp, hired a genetic testing laboratory in Manhattan.
Nice.
Cost me a lot of money. They ran the tests. They said, there's nothing wrong. I said, what are you talking about? They said, you're perfectly fine. That baby will be perfectly fine. Long story short, wrote a letter, found out I got somebody else's test results.
Can you imagine?
And they got mine. And they got mine.
That's...
So where they were telling me to terminate the pregnancy, they had not told this other woman to terminate her pregnancy.
And
I don't know the outcome of that situation because the names were never disclosed.
Of course.
But I will say that when I go get blood drawn, I sit and I watch them put the label on the tube. We never sued anybody. We never did anything like that. to me, I was so happy that my baby was going to be born and it was going to be healthy.
Of course.
So when I was pregnant, I was 8 months pregnant, and they put me on bed rest because I was eating too much sugar.
Okay.
I would eat an apple pie a day.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? A la mode or no?
No,
Okay,
I had a problem.
If you had to. Listen,
I had to.
Listen, that's not a problem to me. That's that you love sweet treats. I knew that.
I do love sweet treats. But my husband wouldn't let me go to casinos because of the smoke.
Agreed.
So I was bedridden, no casinos. I used to like to play slots. We can get to that later. I was a really small slot player.
Yeah. We all were at one point,
right?
Right. Yeah.
So I got in my car, didn't tell anybody. I dropped my daughter at school, and I ran away for the day. And I was 8 months pregnant, and I drove to Atlantic City. And I'm like, I can get there and back, and nobody will know. I hadn't been there.
I love it. DGen Nation right there. That's pure DGen Nation.
I hadn't been for months, and I was like, I just want to go do something other than sit in this bed. I go, I get there, I sit down, I'm playing an old school quick hits.
Old school quick hits. Explain to me which one if you can.
That was my favorite. Where you get the 3 on the line, or like 2 random, 1, and then you get, you know which one I'm talking about. It's like, if you get 3 quick hits on the line, you get the grand prize. But you could get 2 on the top and 1 underneath scattered, and you get a little prize.
Are there 2 progressives or only the 1 progressive?
There's 2 progressives.
What's the base game? Is it triple bars and all that stuff?
Yep, it's bars. It's all of that.
Multipliers, bonus times, 2 5
multipliers, bars. Super fun. Old school. I loved it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
My favorite.
Wish they still.
They don't make. I know. It was my game.
So the big boy is right across the middle line on that. We all know that from watching my degenerate videos. I'm a big quick hit player. Across that middle line.
That's the one. That was the ticket.
I've never done it. I've done 2. Jerry got 2 in the same session. I've never got 2 once, I don't think. So
well, you're in here now.
We're not going to. Yep, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's go.
I sit down. I start to play. It's $10 a spin.
Yep.
But of course, I'm pregnant. I have to go to the bathroom. It's a Thursday afternoon. Nobody is there. I'm like, oh no. I can't leave my machine. So I'm like, oh, all right. I run to the bathroom. I run back, and I'm like, oh, thank God, nobody's out.
Nobody there.
I sit back down. I put my ticket in. Next spin, 3 on the line, 25,000.
On the line for 25 grand.
$10.
My dream is just to see 3 of those quick hits.
It was crazy.
So think about everything that you did, every step that you took that day. This whole process, all the way up, led you to that exact second. If you didn't break to go to the bathroom and you kept hitting,
I know.
Who knows if that would have came out?
I probably would have. I thought the same thing.
I don't know if that would have came out because you would have had to hit it that exact second.
So even crazier story. Pregnancy brain. About to have a baby in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I go to valet, and they take my car, but I didn't leave the key in the car.
Nice.
So they're calling over the loudspeaker. We have a white Lexus stuck on the ramp. Please come to valet if you have your key. Beautiful. And they read the license plate. It was me.
It was you. This is just a day.
This is like a day.
This is a day.
I was like, oh no. So I go, I drop the key off. I get back. Now I'm not feeling good. I'm waiting to get paid. And I'm like, oh God, no.
Well, that was a lot of stuff that just happened too on top of the pregnancy.
So they were so nice at Borgata. They brought me a sandwich, some orange juice, because I was like lightheaded. Now I have to figure out, how do I tell my husband I just won $25,000?
Because you're not supposed to.
Because I'm not supposed to be there. So I call my father, who works with my husband.
Okay.
Who's half a stunad.
Yeah.
Has me on speakerphone. I go, Dad.
There you go. I just won $25,000.
I go, I've never won anything like this before. I go, I just won $25,000. And all I hear in the background is, what? And I'm like, oh my God, do you have me on speakerphone?
Yeah.
And he's like, yes. I go, that's like the good news. And my husband's like, what's the bad news? Where are you?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would sort of be in Atlantic City. And he was like, how do you sort of be in Atlantic City?
4 weeks out.
Yeah. He's like,
which you're pregnant.
I'm
4
like
weeks out.
Waddling. I am waddling at this point.
I screamed into the microphone.
Yes, I was waddling. So he's like, stay there. I'll come get you. Right. I'm like, what? He goes, how are you going to go home with all that money when you have to stop every 5 minutes to go to the bathroom? I said, don't worry about it. I got this. Promise me you go right to the car and you go home. Okay.
All right. Negotiation.
Good. So I say I'm going to.
Oh.
I go, I give my key to the valet.
Yeah.
And I sit down because I'm tired. And I happen to sit at a Wheel of Fortune machine waiting for the car.
This is, I love the way this story's going, by the way. This is just my favorite story.
Mind you, I've never bet really big at this point.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness, this is $25. I'm like, what the heck? It's, the normal 2 credits. So it's a $50. I'm like, I just won $25,000. Boom. First spin, $5,000.
We keep going.
And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, so now I call back. I'm like, I just won $5,000 sitting, waiting for the car. I swear I'm leaving. My husband's like, why don't you just stay there? I'll come down and keep playing. I was like, okay. But I didn't. I cashed out.
Smart.
Went home.
Good.
Tragedy did occur that night after. I don't know if we want to get into sad stuff. That's up to you.
Float your boat. Come on, let's go. We're rocking with the story.
So, great day. Came home, threw all the money on the bed. My husband was like, oh my God, like this was the greatest thing we ever saw. Go to bed that night. I receive a phone call at 2 a.m. From the state police. My best friend, who calls herself my sister, they said, are you Laura's sister? I said, yes. And they said, we need you to come to her house right now. I said, what? I said, what happened to her? And my husband got in the car. We drove there, and her husband had taken his own life that night. So the happiness and the joy turned to just complete shock, sadness.
Your body was
I didn't
nuts.
even know
Your body reacting to that.
What to do.
Starting from the start with the mixed test results.
Yeah. So it was
unfolded.
It was like a rough kind of path all the way up until he was due on Christmas Day.
So and now he's a monster, 13-year-old monster.
Yeah,
I saw him when I walked in.
Yeah, he's big.
Yeah,
he's a big boy.
Adult.
So at that point, I said, he's my lucky baby. And he walked around with this thing. Before he could walk, he crawled. It was on his thumb, always in his mouth.
I had those exact ones too.
And
teal.
I just always wanted to have part of him with me.
Yeah.
Even when I would go to the grocery store or something. So I just carried this around all the time.
Yeah.
And then I decided it's my lucky charm. So I play with this. I don't think I've ever not played with this in 13 years.
That's it. And don't start.
Yeah.
Why would you, right?
I've actually had people offer me money for this.
No way.
So
that's great.
So funny story, 2 years after he was born and I was walking around with... What?
That's great.
Oh, this is great. I was at Sands Casino in Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah, Bethlehem.
And I was celebrity famous there for some reason.
Okay.
And I wasn't even a big player, but
I wonder if we ever crossed paths there. Wouldn't that be funny? We'd never know. You know what I mean?
It is interesting.
Right?
It was a small little room too.
Yeah,
there,
small little high limit room like this. You go in, a little path like this, back out. They had some quick hits there. Those are some
that's where I played. That was my wall.
Those are some of my favorite quick hits.
Those were my favorite. Yeah. I hit an 8er on there. It was $70,000 or $80,000.
See, I never got
it was crazy.
Those madness ones.
I got the madness one. So this guy always, and Wheel of Fortune. I was a Wheel of Fortune complete lover against the back wall in Sands because I never went to AC really. Yeah. I was Sands.
Yeah, it's 50 minutes away. It was, at least for me.
There was this guy who used to watch me all the time. Finally came over to me one day in front of my husband and he goes, he didn't speak very good English, but he said, how much? I go, for what? What? Trying to buy me? What is he doing? And he goes, for that.
Was he watching you hit jackpots?
He's been watching me. So I said, oh no, this isn't for sale.
I wasn't even thinking
I'm like, this is mine. And he goes, oh no, it's very lucky. I said, yeah, it's my luck. And he goes, how much? 5,000? I'm like, 5,000? My husband looks at me, he goes, give him the binky. I look at my husband, I go, no, I'm not giving the binky.
You should carry around extras now that I'm seeing this. Give me a percentage, right? I came up with that idea. I'll sell them for you out on this. I'll seriously. You see the lady in the high limit room hitting with all the binkies, you got to go get one from her. $5,000 a piece. I just hit 25.
He upped it to 10,000.
Oh my God.
And he was one of those guys that wears the man purse that's loaded with the money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And he was not taking no for an answer. He was like, well, what do you want for it? I said, I want nothing. This is my child's. I'm not giving it to you. And my husband's looking at me what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
My husband, all he heard was the money.
I'm with him.
He was like, give him the binky. There's more probably at home. which there was. I did save a lot of his binkies, so I have a few more just in case. But I won't sell out my child or my binky.
No, of course
so,
not. I understand.
This man did pursue me for many months.
I
Every
can't
so
believe
often,
this.
he would come over and go, "Are you ready to sell that?" And I'm like, "No, I'm really not."
That's wild.
So,
I gotta start thinking about stuff like this. Like, my mind's going now, and I'm going, what can I... Maybe I should just carry, like, stuff around in the casino. And then
it becomes a talking point. Like, I find, like, people are like, what do you, like, squeeze that? It's for stress. I'm like, and then I'm like, no, it's just my sons. And they look at me like I'm a little crazy, but I don't really care. So,
now, you have everything that you just told me. Have you ever made this public to anybody? Like, to any of your audience?
No, not yet.
Okay, so how has... Because I was going to say, how have they taken you in, but without them knowing that story, first of all, I think they'll love you even more, of course. So beyond that story, as Binky Love Slots, the famous TikToker, because that's how it began, how has your audience recepted you? Do you get mostly positive stuff? Or is it a lot of trolling? Is it a lot of... What's your audience like?
So it's interesting. TikTok has slowed down. I don't know about for you too.
I've been banned from TikTok, so...
Oh, I was banned several times from TikTok as well for going live.
Yeah, that's what happened to me.
And then my team was like, my nephew was just like, listen, Auntie Ronda, we can't go live anymore because they're going to kick you off.
Done. That's what they did to me.
So it's a very slow move on TikTok.
Yeah.
I still get comments. I still have my followers.
Yeah, of course.
But I blew up on TikTok. I blew up on TikTok in like 2 months.
I remember when I read the message and then I clicked on it. I go, oh my God. And I forgot what the number was at that point. I mean, you could tell me. You're talking...
Right, even in the beginning,
no, more than that.
We literally went from like 0 to like 30, like that.
Awesome.
It was like crazy.
And you transitioned over to which
Instagram
platform?
You
went Instagram and then YouTube in that order.
Yes.
Facebook is just...
We have Facebook as well. And maybe we've got like 15, 20,000 followers there. Not a lot.
That's a lot, by the way, just so you know.
Okay.
That's a 15. Think about this, right? There are you're talking about professional baseball games where the attendance is 20, 30, 40,000. You have an audience that could fill up that stadium on one platform.
Well, this is true. This is true. That's exciting. I didn't even think about that.
People have 500 followers that are trying to like pursue their dream of camera photography.
No,
whatever it is.
You're right.
I mean?
This is true. Because you know how it is. Like,
but I know what you mean. You're looking right.
We look and we're like, oh my God, look at Mr. Hampe.
Yeah.
Wow, or Brian Christopher. Yeah. Oh my God.
I know. You can't compare.
You're just like, we're not in that league.
You can't.
One day, maybe not. I mean, like, we wish, right?
Yeah.
That's all we could do.
Yeah, of course.
But we all talked about it. We're like, all right, we've got to transition to YouTube.
Right.
So it went from, going vertical.
Yeah.
You now got to do everything.
I know. Now it's landscape or this mode, that mode.
It's unbelievable.
I lost all my money on Facebook. Nobody pays me anymore on Facebook, but I was told it's because all of a sudden they don't accept the long forms. I don't know what's going on.
Right. So it gets really confusing.
This is why I need people.
And now you need 2 cameras. You need
I can't.
2 people. It's a thing. By the way, there is a contraption. I don't know if you saw it. It's on Amazon that you can put one going this way and one going this way.
Yeah, I know. I need a second phone. We got to start there, right? Like, I still don't know how to go about that yet. Like, how do you go get a second? We could do this off camera. I don't know what I'm doing. Actually, what's great about this is, you need to get the dogs. The dogs are going crazy.
They're fine. No, that's the mailman. The mailman actually brings, so cute, my mailman. We hated the first mailman. He comes, no, seriously.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Look at the mailman truck.
Yeah, we never get
the
mail. This guy comes, and I'm not kidding you. He brings biscuits every day for the dogs.
See?
So when the dogs are even in the house and they see the mail truck,
forget it.
They start barking. I let him out. He gets out of his truck, walks down the driveway. He told me that the dogs make his day every day.
He's safe with Benny? Benny's all right with him?
They loves him.
Benny was a killer.
Rob the mailman. We love him. And literally, this guy brings biscuits and asked if it was okay. He's like, I buy them at Costco.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
And he goes, and I noticed that Benny's small. He goes, so I cut it in half now because they were big and he wasn't eating the whole thing. I said, okay.
Benny wants me dead.
Yeah, Benny wants you.
Benny
dead.
wants me dead. Lola's my girl, though. That's
Yes.
my girl right there.
So
She
funny.
came right up, got belly rubs, sat right there, and just stared at Benny.
Lola's a golden, Benny. We'll bring him in at the end. You'll see.
Well,
They're
yeah,
sweet.
we'll bring him in. Benny, he'll put his toy right there, and he'll sit right there
And he'll bark at us. So.
And then I'll put my hand out like this, and he'll try to kill me.
So as far as YouTube took me. I don't know about you, but YouTube was a slow burn for me.
That was
'Cause we didn't get honestly, the whole thumbnail thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I still don't get it.
Okay, all of a sudden, I've got these youngsters, my little cousin, my nephew. They're like, we have to do thumbnail pictures of you. And I'm like, what? So they come over, and the one's up in my closet. She's like, put this shirt on, put this on, put this on. Okay, look at the ceiling, surprised.
Oh, I
Okay.
know.
You know, all of those different things. So I'm sitting here,
What point?
and I'm trying to take this seriously.
I can't.
And I'm
either.
like,
I know.
oh my gosh, I don't know what I look like right now, but this
I
is
know.
scary. So when we started getting into not doing clips.
Yeah.
So we first did clips. It was like, oh, we got a bonus, take a video.
Boom.
Oop, we got a bonus, take another video. And then we
Right.
would just loop them all together, put it up.
Yeah.
That didn't do it for YouTube.
Okay.
So although our followers started growing, it's when we started going start to finish.
Okay.
Start a session like you do,
Yeah.
and then end it, and then the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Our thumbnails, I do have a guy that's doing the thumbnails. My daughter's ex-boyfriend. It's fascinating. We've got a lot going on in this
It's all right.
in this
It's
community
all right.
here, right? But he's great.
Yeah.
He does these great thumbnails. I think the thumbnails and the titles are the most important, is what I've
They
decided.
really are. Yeah.
Because
Apparently.
you can, but I don't know about you guys, I hate the word clickbait.
Yeah.
Okay? We're not doing it for clickbait. I had a Frankenstein video,
Okay,
right? I
yeah.
played that. Oh, that game. I don't even want to talk about that game.
Foxwoods.
My head hurts when I
Hollywood,
hear that
too.
name. But so my video guy goes, I'm gonna put it up, and he put something. I think the title was first ever something
I got you. Okay.
on whatever. And really what it meant was it was the first ever worst session you could ever see on the Frankenstein
Got
Alive
it.
game.
Yeah.
But oh my God, the haters came out like crazy.
Oh yeah. One
With the
wrong
clip-
thing. That's it to let you know.
Clickbait. I'm unsubscribing. Clickbait. And I'm like, so I would write back, and I was like, honestly, that's not what we meant. We meant was, and I'm going to tell you, I want you to know what the title was.
I want to
'cause
know now.
Now we all want to know what the title is.
Yeah,
I can
well,
look it real quick.
It's only fair.
But honest to God, it's I was and I got so mad at him because I said to him, well, why did you write it like that? Because everybody's so upset. And he's like, any engagement's good engagement. Now, what do you think of that?
I mean, yeah, it's not wrong. I mean, you want to get views, right? Then
Where
rather
is
not
this?
get views, but
Okay.
it's not like you did. It's not like you were doing something. It's like you put biggest jackpot ever on Frankenstein, and it was the worst session ever. That's clickbait.
This
in
is
my
what we
eyes.
wrote. World records on the new Frankenstein slot. $50 max bet spins. Was it a good record? And we have a cry face emoji.
All right. So I mean, you're
So-
clearly implicating that this
Okay.
is not going to be a good session
No,
if you
there's
have a brain.
You've got a cry face emoji.
If you have a brain,
Right.
that's clearly not clickbait.
Right.
You know?
And my face in the thumbnail is of disgust and
Yeah.
sadness.
Yeah, Frankenstein, no good.
No good.
No good.
But I will tell you, ranking by views, it is literally number 1 of 10.
Holy God, look at that. 90,000. I haven't got 90,000 views on a video since I started this. Right. The first 2
So,
years.
but I mean, there are people in here that are just so mean. And
Yeah, people are.
And I had to learn, I don't know about you, but as much as there's so many people that love,
Yeah.
if I get a comment that's not nice,
Yeah.
in the beginning, I was getting very sensitive.
You can't.
My nephew would be like, you have to stop this.
can't,
And I
no.
would call him up. I'm like, somebody just wrote, and he was like, oh my God. He's like, are you kidding? He goes, just write back. I go, well, I want to write back something mean. And he's like, then write back something mean if you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
agreed.
don't,
I do. I jab at them sometimes. I try to become the troll. now at this point. Like, all right, let's do
I've
it.
actually learned to spin it. Like, so when they say something mean, I'll go, oh, I'm so sorry you feel that way.
Thanks for
I was just trying to do whatever. And, but thank you for watching anyway, whatever. Kill them with kindness.
I've seen all of these comments and I'm just like, I've never seen this name before. It's always people that like have never commented before. So it's like, just keep it moving.
So I have a question for you. So when you look at my channel, right?
Yeah.
Instagram, I always I can't seem to get Instagram to move as fast up as YouTube. You interview people like.
What really makes you think that I have the right answer to that one?
I don't know. You were interviewing people. I thought maybe there's a secret sauce or something.
If I find that secret out, I'll let you know.
Okay.
But I don't know it yet. And if I do, it's going to be dangerous for everybody if I start trending.
Okay, good.
Because then I'm going to get more vocal.
I know. Well, because I hear that a lot of people, so I guess in the slot community.
Yeah.
People, or in all communities, they can buy views and buy subscribers and stuff like that.
Of course.
The no from my little fun people are like, you never buy views, you never buy subscribers, because like my little cousin who does all my posting, she's wonderful. We love you, Megan. She said that she can look at somebody's Instagram account and if they have like a gazillion subscribers, but if she looks at videos, she can tell by the likes compared to the views if it's real or not.
Yeah, of course. It'll always make sense, right? Like if you had 50,000 views and on that 50,000 view video you had 1,000 thumbs up and you had 500 comments. We'll just break it down like that and make it easier. Then you have 100,000 view video and you have the same amount of likes and the same amount of comments. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If you got double the amount of views, that should be almost double. It's probably not going to match, but you should not have the same amount as as a video with half of the views.
So we're trying to grow organically.
Yeah,
so
of course.
And I don't know if you saw, we just hit 50,000 on YouTube.
Congratulations, 50,000.
We had a little celebration we did.
But keep looking around, right? And you see 70,000, 100,000, 200,000, and you're like, I'm only at 50,000.
I know, I'm so sad.
That is incredible that you are at 50,000. That's the problem is us mediocres.
Yeah.
You have to realize how big we actually are. We are huge. Now the numbers are getting bigger, right? 50,000. But before we talk, 50,000. Think about the venues that are like around here that like, people perform at or whatever.
No, I know, stadium.
50,000. That's a college football. That's an NFL football game. You're in the City of Giants Stadium, and that is the stadium. You know
I
what
think
mean?
like when I don't know when it got real for me, when it got real for you, but like just recently, like in the past 6 months, SlotsCon, it actually got really real for me
that
because
was face-to-face, real-time stuff.
Right, like seeing that line of people lined up. Now, granted, probably a lot of them are there for Mr. Anpay.
Yeah.
We love Jason.
Of course. And it's big.
But they were there for us. Like, I had a line at my booth.
Absolutely.
And even my husband, who was kind of like a, what are you doing kind of thing?
Yeah.
He came to that, called me from outside to getting in the ballroom and goes, do you realize there's thousands of people out here? And he was like in shock.
Thousands. Like it was, the Fox was not prepared for us, right?
No.
Like, again, they took us as a joke. I kind of took it as a joke and I regret that. Because, at these things, I've done meet and greets before and stuff like that. And I wasn't in the right, Foxwoods wasn't very helpful when it came to stuff like that. And, to see, I'm thinking 300-400 people, which is a lot of people. Like that's three or 400 people in front of you is a lot of people when you go like this. Whoa. And then what was I doing? I was doing something right before, and I had walked out those front doors, and I went, and Chris was like, get back inside. What are you doing? And I'm like, what's the big deal? And he goes like this, and he didn't look, and I went like this, and the line went as far as I could see. All the way out. It went all
into the casino.
And the doors ended right there to go outside, and they wrapped around into it was crazy. Was crazy stuff. That was another experience for me when things became even more real than they were. Like, oh my.
Yeah, that's where it kind of became real. Yeah, it was weird. And yesterday I did an event at Hard Rock AC.
Yeah.
Rake and Bacon, they launched the new Sahara. There were people that drove from Virginia to see me.
My
and
first group
Ohio.
was like that. Virginia was one that.
And I
got
was
thrown
like, wow, you came all the way here to see me? Like, I was like honored.
What is that?
I actually have this week, I'm so excited. Listen to this.
I'm ready.
These people are going to love this.
They're going to love
They're going to love this. My first ever, I'm going to call her super fan.
Okay.
Her name is Katrina.
Katrina. Shout out to Katrina.
Shout out to Katrina. She's from Wisconsin.
There it is.
She has supported me from the day, like, she found our channel and just became, like, when we first started going live, she would help be moderating. She asked, she would, like, do stuff for us. We just fell in love with her.
Yeah.
Just a sweet girl, mom, a wife, 2 little kids, went back to college to finish her degree after having the kids.
Good for her.
She has always wanted to meet us, and it's her birthday next week. And she's like, I was going to come to Atlantic City. I said, oh, you're coming to Atlantic City. So she's flying out. We got her a suite, tickets to Matt Rife.
This is cool.
We're going to play with her. We are going to make Katrina's birthday awesome because you know what? She supported me when I was nothing.
See? That is awesome.
I had like
as a creator.
10 people subscribe to me.
I don't do stuff like that enough now. You're making me want to. You're
and
setting
she
a
was
trend.
one of them. And she's always been there for us. And we are so excited to have her here and like just show her the greatest time.
See, that's awesome of you to do stuff like that. That makes you a better creator as well. Okay, so we're talking Atlantic City. I mean, I have to know the answer to one of these questions, and it's what are your 3 favorite land-based casinos across wherever you've been? 3 favorite.
Oh.
Is one of them Hard Rock in Atlantic City?
I will say
that's a guitar back there.
It is. Yeah, can I show?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
No, you can't.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
hit a spin.
I have goodies.
Look at this. Look at this
So
presentation. I had listen. I had this is what's the place called? Michael Jackson. Remember how big that place was?
Fantasyland, Thunderland, some land.
Thunderland. Whatever.
I'm thinking Thunder from Down Under.
That's
Never
how
mind.
long my tour was. Like MTV Cribs, right? And we picked right here, special for you guys. Look at this setup. How could I not sit right here, right?
So my husband, obviously these are not for real money. Like we don't like. I can hit the credit button and put $100,000 in here.
It's
demo. So fun. It's demo mode.
Demo mode.
Same with this. My husband bought them as Christmas gifts, thinking he'd keep me here more than the casino.
Can I ask you a question? Have you ever hit the 10 times pay on that? 3 of them?
I gotta tell you, no.
No shot. See?
It's unbelievable.
You see what I mean? The 10 times pays in pot. How about 100? Have you had 100 times pay at least cherries or something?
No.
See?
But I have had guests like over. So what I do is you open this up.
Look at this.
I fill it. So just so you know, so like it's kind of cool. I'm like a slot
I was
tech.
just gonna say you're like the attendant that comes over after I play this when it's all jammed up. Check this out, guys.
And you can take this. This is the money box.
Look at this.
And
no hundreds in there. I checked when she took the dogs out.
We'll put money in and then we take it out and we just put it back in again. It's funny because people will come over and they'll go, do you pay out? And I'm like, no, this is for fun, people. But yeah, I'm like a professional slot tech. So
that's great. You're learning all the moves.
And funny.
Yeah.
Nobody believes it. It is computerized. This is random generated. You could see like if you had your camera in here, the inside of this, it is all random. Like all this board here.
Say.
It's true what they say.
I don't know why people have all these theories and crazy.
Yeah, there's no theories. I got this.
Theories. I'll tell you what the theory is. You lose. You play it, you lose. There's your theory.
So I played against David Wong and the Big Jackpot.
Got it. This is the guitar. Sorry.
In a tournament. And
look at that.
Binky beat them and they put our pictures on here. Winner. Of course, they both said that they were not hitting the button fast so that I could win. Silly.
Well, there's the winner right there. Are you going to play are you taking requests like Sublime or Nirvana?
I do not know how to use it.
That would be nuts. If you ripped out some chords right now, I would lose my mind.
But you asked my favorite casinos.
Yes, sorry.
So it is Hard Rock is one of them.
Hard Rock Atlantic City, go.
Hard Rock Atlantic City. I will say that the Wynn Las Vegas is one of my jams.
Got it. There's 2.
I do love it. So I'm kind of torn on number 3.
Stop.
I haven't been to a lot of casinos,
Okay.
like as far as going around the country. So I've been to like Foxwood, Sands, AC,
I gotcha.
Vegas. I would have to say I was loving, and nobody is going to believe it, Hollywood, Florida.
I love that place.
Everybody
It's
says they
gorgeous.
don't win there.
Yeah, but see, I can't stand that thought process of there are more people in the casino in a night that lose than win, right?
Right.
So whatever that number is, I don't even know how to do this or how many people are in a casino at once. Well, it's just, if you had 100 people, right? I mean, 85 of these people are going home losers, right? 15 leave winners, right? What do you think those 15 people say? Oh my God, I won.
Yeah.
This is the best casino ever.
Yeah.
But then you have 85 other people that are going, this place stinks. Let's do it again. Now those same 100 people go back, right? 85% of them lost last time, so they're still going to fall into that
Exactly.
85%. So now they lost 2 times. They're going to go, this place is tight,
sucks.
this place is
I
horrible. First time I went to Hollywood, I got absolutely hammered, crushed. Second time I went, I couldn't stop. I had an 11-minute first spin bonus on Mo Money.
I love Mo
11 minutes. It took 11 minutes. I've never seen the machine before. I sat down, hit the spin button on $15, and the machine went bananas. Do you understand bananas? Benny, we're going to do this the entire time. Didn't you just go swimming? 11 minutes. I never played the machine again. That trip, though, it wasn't just that. I couldn't stop. I was hitting minor bonuses on every Lightning Link I played. I played Quick Hit Explosion. I got the big thing on it. I think I left there like 12 to 15 hand pays, 14 out of 16 mansions playing high limit Huff and Puff. So, what's the place? Is it tight or is it a winner?
I loved it. I loved everything about it.
I think it's a gorgeous place.
Gorgeous
to be.
property. They treated you
I think that's
really
a great
nice.
pick. I think that's a great pick.
So it's Win,
So
that,
then,
and Hard Rock AC.
What about your 3 favorite in Vegas then? Unless you haven't really frequented enough around.
Oh, I have gone to Vegas a
Yeah,
lot.
let's
I
hear it.
mean,
So what are your 3? Win is 1.
Win's number 1. Win Encore,
there's
I'm
so
going to call
many.
it.
Yeah, we'll count those as like one spot, I guess.
Honestly, to go to play, it's totally the Win.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
I am a Win Encore girl.
Gotcha.
That's it. I do like the Venetian just because I like the gondolas and all that fun
Of course,
stuff.
yes.
And Bellagio.
Okay, those are great picks.
Yeah.
I think those are fantastic picks. Now, what about like off? Have you ever been like off the strip
okay.
or like a little off kilter there?
I went to an event at Red Rock, which was actually
Red Rock
really
is
nice.
gorgeous.
It was
I heard it's
beautiful.
gorgeous.
Haven't been to like
I gotta get
Peppermill
out
or
there.
any of those things. I do not play, so you know, casinos in the islands. Everybody goes to the Caribbean and goes and plays it.
Oh, yeah.
It's not my thing.
Dude, I hit for 20,000 in Aruba when I was there one time.
Get out.
But I deserved it. Like I had food poisoning in Paris, whatever
Okay.
I had.
So, yeah.
Because,
It owed you.
because again, we can't just do things nice, right? Like
Right.
I gotta go and now go completely bananas. It's the first night in Aruba and they're having like a luau, right? And there's like 1,100 different kinds of meats I can have here. You can't do that. There's too much going on. Right, I'm already life of the party. We got the mariachi band going. Already made friends with the main guy, the band member that was talking. He's shouting me out up there. I'm here 15
So
minutes.
funny.
Because we got to make a scene. We got to do things.
Right.
But like I did the same thing. Like I remember grabbing plates of just meat and stuff. I paid for that, right? So one night, you could just walk in Aruba. It's fantastic. I'm casino hopping, right? There's nobody there.
I know,
Like
I know.
there was only me, the degenerate. And I'm just walking around and I'm playing these machines I have never seen before. Phantom of the Opera and all this other stuff, and I played a double gold, a $10 double gold, or was it a $5? Doesn't matter. Whacked it. 3 red 7s, 2 of them were doublers, 20 grand.
Oh my God.
And I go,
How am I getting home?
Like, this isn't driving back from Atlantic City. We got to figure this out.
Yeah.
Because I'm not trusting a check from them, and then I get home and it bounces. We got to fly back to Aruba. All kinds of stuff's going on in my head. I'm not going to get cash. What am I doing? I made them write a letter out, like, to the airport to say, because I got to go through customs. And they're going to be like, would you come here, drop off some stuff and you're going back to the States here? It was one of those situations. But at the time, one of my highest jackpots at a freaking casino
That's
in Aruba.
crazy. See, and I don't play
Those
those.
don't win.
No,
They're
they
not
don't.
supposed to win. They're just there so you could just, right? Degenerate at a resort.
I mean, I
You're
won't
not
say I
supposed to
don't
win.
play, but I just went to the Bahamas to the Baha Mar.
Bahamar.
First night, sat down. I'm like, all right. They gave me free play. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll put the free play in. Well, they didn't like me.
They didn't like you.
Jackpot after jackpot after jackpot.
Forget it.
The first night, I was like up 12, 13,000.
See?
I didn't play after that.
And think about all those
people. Put it in
people.
the safe. That was it.
Think about all those people that left there. They're like, this place stinks. It's so tight. It's this and that. Yeah, there's Benny again, making his way in. You were being good there for a second.
So my biggest jackpots.
Let's hear it. I want to hear your biggest. I was just going to ask you. How did you know? It's like you read my mind.
Oh, well.
What am I going to ask you after this question?
I was staring at my guitar.
I was going to say, what is your biggest jackpot of all time?
My biggest jackpot was during COVID when they reopened the casinos for the first time. It was like late July, August.
They had the COVID, the separators.
Everything, yeah.
I was doing the COVID. I don't know if you heard about this in Atlantic City. I invented it. It's called the COVID curl. Because now remember, I play with the boys and stuff like that. So we're playing with each other. We're on every machine.
Yeah.
So, if Mike was recording, I'm obviously off to the side, just doing some commentary. But we switch up. You hit it. Now I hit it. You hit it. But the separators are in the way. So I was like, I can't remember what they were doing. I go to the old COVID curl. I put my hand under the thing. And,
boom.
And I go, I probably just got reported from people to the FDA or whatever.
There,
whatever it is. He went under
Eyes
the separator.
in the sky.
Yeah, whatever it was. But it was the COVID curl. Feel free to use that whenever it gets in your way.
So I went, and normally before COVID, like I said, I was not a high player. $5, $10, $2. I'm like, I've been here in 6 months.
I can't wait to hear what machine this is. I'm excited for this story.
Dollar Storm. I walk by, I go, I've never seen this machine in my life.
Hard to not play Dollar Storm.
It was brand new.
Yeah.
Right? They had just put it out during COVID. I sit down, I play. I'm like, I'll play $25 because I haven't been here in 6 months. I play, I get a board, and this super grand ball comes down. And I'm like, I go, what is that? And there's a little old lady sitting next to me, and she goes, it's going to spin around, and you're going to get money. And I go, well, that sounds fun.
That sounds fun.
So the board happens, stops. She goes, you got to touch it. So I touch it. It spins, and it says super grand.
Super grand chance.
And I look at her, and I go, I didn't get any money. You told me it was going to show me money. She looks at me. I thought she was going to hit the floor. She goes, and she points up at the super grand. She goes, you won $133,000. I go, no.
Hold on. Stop right there. I've read the super grand chance before. So you're telling me that when that happens, it spins, and then what? Like nothing happens, and it goes to the top.
It spins.
It doesn't even say grand on it.
It spins, and it just says super grand again. It looks the same way.
Oh.
So you're
not used to this machine.
I'm not used to the machine at this time, and I'm like, I got nothing. I just got gypped.
And how much was this?
$133,000, a $25 dollar denom on the Ninja Dollar Storm.
Ninja Moon?
Ninja Moon.
Is that what it's called, Ninja Moon?
Ninja Moon. Craziest story gets crazier. I'm literally disrobing at this point. I'm not even kidding you. It was like late August. I had a tank top on, but I had like a little cardigan over with my jeans. I started sweating. I'm like, what just happened?
How could you not?
Cardigan's coming off.
Yeah.
Security. I'm like, can somebody get me like orange juice or water? Like, I didn't even know what happened.
Yeah.
I was just like, what just happened? So the security guard gets a piece of cardboard. She's like fanning me because I'm literally like sweating. So I didn't know. Aristocrat had to come. If representatives, when you hit that,
the major one,
they come to make sure it wasn't a malfunction.
And you didn't cheat, right?
And then, so it took 4 hours to pay me.
4 hours worth it.
I went to El Molino and had a bowl of pasta, took my mask off.
40 grand.
It's like 40 grand.
Do you remember those times that, do you remember that relief of when you could
take the mask off? So I'm going to fast forward the story to,
that was good.
I got home. I take a check. I go home.
Nuts.
I took some cash so I could tip, a couple thousand to the slot people. So I go home. 6 weeks later, I'm going back to Atlantic City.
Here we go.
I go with my girlfriend. She brings her 4 kids and my son.
Okay.
Baby Binky.
Got it.
I'm like, all right. She goes, what machine did you win that on? I go, oh, that one over there. I go, maybe I'll play it again. It was fun. She goes, oh, okay. And she's not really a gambler. So she sat like far enough behind me to watch.
Okay.
And I'm playing. And I get a board. And I get a super grand ball. Now, the guy that paid me, his name's Glenn at Hard Rock. He's still there.
Glenn.
It's behind me now. I turn around to look over my shoulder and I go, lightning doesn't strike twice, right? And he goes, yeah, nah. We both were thinking the same thing, like,
no
super
shot.
grand ball.
No shot.
So I touch it with the binky. Spin, spin, spin.
Super grand.
Super grand.
Oh my.
6 weeks later, same denom, same bet, same machine, $168,000.
I can't believe in 6 weeks I think it went up to 168. Think about that. Wow. That's awesome.
Okay.
That's a double up story. You can't tell. See, I see what you did there. You can't tell me the biggest win because you have to start with that one first. You have to. You can't leave that part out. If anybody ever asks you what your biggest win is, you have to do that first.
And it was like the guy from Aristocrat. I'll never
$250,000 in 6 weeks that machine paid.
I will never forget this. The guy from Aristocrat came.
Benny's back.
And he goes, he's pain in the neck. And he looks at me.
Now we're best friends.
It's the same check.
Look at this. Look at this. You're soaking wet, Benny. And now we want to be friends. Drop the toy. I'll throw it. I got a microphone.
Oh my God. So, go long. So, the guy from Aristocrat looks at me and he goes, I got to tell you. He goes, I've never seen this in 20 years that I've been doing this.
I can't. That's wild. 6 weeks.
But wait, I'm going to make the story even better. I'm like, I wonder if I should stay. The kids were hungry. They're all trying to peek in the room. My son and all his friends, they're like they won't let him over the carpet.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, Mommy's over here, you know? And we, what do you call it? We go to eat and I'm like, I probably should have stayed. Do you know they paid me? We went to eat. 20 minutes later, the Super Grand hit again on that machine.
What?
50-something thousand. Yeah.
Interesting. I've got a Super Grand chance once, Benny. Once.
Yeah, once.
You understand? It was a nice one. Don't get me wrong, but once. It was all once.
5 minutes, baby boy.
But
I want to show you one last thing here.
Come on, show me. What do you got? Should we turn the camera for it? Where you going?
I'm going over here. I'm going to bring it to you.
Oh, all right. She's going to bring
it to me. We have another guitar.
What do we got, Benny?
So I play Hard Rock Bet online. And during COVID, I got this. Because I hit $150,000 on Endless Treasure, I closed a pot.
So let me ask you this. How do you feel about online slots? The online slots sites, the sweepstakes, all that stuff.
So I'm going to tell you that online slots, we'll just put this right here for now.
Go ahead.
Online slots.
Benny, don't go near that. Here,
have higher RTP, return to player.
Interesting.
And I think overall, if I put $5,000 into an online slot and $5,000 on land, I'm making way more online.
Yeah. So you would be an advocate of it, and you play it now. You have stuff like that. That's good. I think as slot channels, that should be our goals now. Everybody now, TikTok, Instagram, whoever you are, you should be focusing on getting these brand deals. I mean, even if they are 3 months, 6 months a pop, whatever. You make a different brand deal this time, it didn't work out with this company, you go to that company.
Yeah, so I'm
figure this out. You should absolutely be doing
I'm affiliate for Hard Rock Bet.
Good.
I make all their things.
So now that I can honestly say that everybody should find these brand deals or whatever it is as creators, just like you should find brand deals on TikTok. Hey, if you could sit on a TikTok and you're drinking a Pepsi and Pepsi's going to give you a deal, you're going to do it.
Exactly.
And that's what you absolutely should do. This is becoming more of an education period, the iGaming space, and I think that we all need to do that. So with that being said, I will end on this. What are your goals now that you are Binky Love Slots? You have your numbers as of today. What are your goals over the next year or two? Or what are your goals?
I would love to see my YouTube numbers increase. I want to double my YouTube numbers this year. I want to go from 50 to 100.
Love it.
I don't want to wait 2 years for that. I want to do it this year.
Good goal.
One of my goals is to start. We only post 3 times a week on YouTube.
Right.
Because I'm a mom. I've got a job.
Course.
I've got stuff.
Yes.
I can't get to the casino as much. But I think I'm going to incorporate a lot more online play.
Yeah, absolutely.
To make more YouTube videos.
Good. I'm going to do the same. That's one of my goals.
And I want to absolutely... One thing I want to start showing people is, because a lot of people watch some of these creators because they're betting $100, they're betting $1,000, they're betting $500.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the basics where I came from, $2.50, $5, and I want to show people like Like yesterday, I did a video on this. It was great. I got a bigger board on $2
Nailed it.
than I did on a $20 bet.
I've been doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And I've been enjoying it more than I've been.
I want to be more realistic to the
that
people.
as well.
I want people to feel like that's attainable for
Yes,
me.
and because it is. Most likely because you're playing 20, 30, 50, sometimes 100, your audience is probably a step down or even further.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to go too far off to that 250, 500.
Yep.
They can't relate to it. And most of the casino, people, like 95 to 98% are on that floor, not in that high limit room.
Right.
How many times were you in the high limit room? Who was in there that night? Me and you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not as much as everybody thinks. They see us all in the high limit room. They think everybody's in the high limit room. It's not true.
And I love to play. I love to play the floor.
And it's good for your bankroll, too. Now, I dubbed the term during a live stream one time, Gen Pop, because we were always in high limit room. And Mike would say, come on, let's go on the floor. And he was right. He always was. The bonuses were better.
They are.
We're saving ourselves a lot more money. And we're on live stream, so you got to let it go. And I remember saying, I was like, come on, man, I don't want to go out to Gen Pop. And the audience absolutely went bananas and lost their mind.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yes, I know. So, listen, I definitely want to do this again with you because there's about 12 rooms in this house that I still have to cover.
Okay.
So we're going to do this again. I have a ton of more questions for you. Thank you for the personal stories, too, and letting your audience know. We will share it with them. Please make sure you're liking, subscribing.
Thank you.
Going to every platform you can for Binky Love Slots. Rhonda, thank you very much for having me here today.
Benny,
thank you so much. Seems like we came a long way, but we're good now. So, Rhonda, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Before I go, I have
to
show
give
this
a
room.
pan
Is
of
that
the
okay?
room.
I walk in. Look at this. Check this out. I actually said, can we film ourselves playing pool like we were, like we were the Rat Pack?
Yeah.
That's what that picture is right here. I see the candy machine. You guys know I'm candy freaks. Now look at this. Look how it opens up. Lola, you're on, man. Look how this opens up, guys. And I thought we sat in a perfect spot. But we got a yard I want to sit in. I might want to sit by the pool next time,
We got the
Look,
arcade machines.
Look, everything. It doesn't end. It's beautiful. The house extends about 7,000 more feet, guys, but we'll do that next time. Thank you all.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.